And welcome to the Writer's Life, the place where you get the sights, sounds, smells, taste of my particular writer's life, and where you get the truth about the writer's life. So subscribe, punch out the like button, and tap the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on one exciting video. So I'm back outside still, I'm really enjoying the early fall weather, I guess. And then next month when I go back to Italy, it'll be warm again. Whatever. They're always like a month behind where I go. Fly into Rome and then go to Florence. Up in Florence, it'll start getting cool in November. Anyway, your retirement. One of the good things about what I do, about this hybrid author thing I do, part traditional. And by the way, when I say traditional, like even if I'm working with a small independent publisher, by traditional I mean like they're traditionally based on the traditional model. Your work is agented, and the contracts are basically the same, and oftentimes they'll bring your book out in hardcover, and the trades review you and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, I'm definitely doing a lot less of it these days. Well, that's not true. I'm actually doing almost a book a month with Down and Out. They don't do hardcover though; they do soft and ebooks. Anyway, whatever. That's not what this is about. But I'm never going to retire. First of all, right? I'm just never going to retire. Like, why would you retire? This is like, I don't really consider this a job. But when I get old, assuming I'm going to get real old, I guess, maybe if I'm lucky, but as long as I have quality of life. If I don't have quality of life, then like somebody like, do me a favor. But anyway, but I've been thinking a lot about it because like my portfolio is so far down, and so like everybody I think is like between inflation and the portfolios being in the toilet. Everybody's sort of money conscious these days, and no matter how the mainstream media tries to gaslight you, or that silly party they had on the White House lawn the other day, while the market was tanking, like the worst day in 2 or 3 years. Like, how bad can you try to gaslight the American public? I mean, it's just insane. They must really. All I could say is the elites, and I don't want to get political or anything, but they must really believe that at least half the country are just morons. Like, okay, like it says like we're down 1,200 points in the Dow, but they're having a party because the economy's great. That's an applause line. Anyway, enough of that. But studies have shown that if you invest in your own books, like if you have your own publishing company, like I have Bear Media, say it costs you about $1,000 to put out a book, to have it professionally edited, and professional cover design, and and get it out there. That book will be making money for you for decades and decades and decades, and your kids' decades. So. What an investment! Like for instance, I think when I set out to write the Chase Baker series, I knew it wasn't ever going to be for sale. I always knew this was one of the series, just like the Steve Jobs series and for the most part, the Marconi series, the Sam Savage series. I knew that I wanted them to own all the rights to all that stuff, because I knew these were series where I would just constantly be writing material for them. Even with me doing Dick Moonlights for Down and Out Books, the shorter Dick Moonlights, like say the 20,000 to 30,000 word ones, like I do those for under Bear Media. But anyway, take the Shroud Key, the pilot novel in the Chase Baker series. That book has earned me around $60,000, something like that, since it first came out in 2015, I believe. And it's still one of my big sellers. And I think it cost me like $700 to have that whole thing produced. Like, what a return! I'm not saying all books do that; they don't. But I have short stories that have made, like, you can You publish a short story for like a couple, $300 of investment money, and I've had some short stories make me like $2,000, and they're still making money or whatever. So, um, you can't beat the investment. I mean, the ROI is incredible. It just is really incredible. So, and again, if you're able to put out a ton of content, if you're prolific, you're loving life. If you're not, then probably best that you have like a Roth IRA or something like that for your retirement. But so I feel secure that over the course of the next 10 years, like I'm going to be making, a very nice living. Does that make sense to you? It's all about ROI, return on investment, and even and when I put out a book under Bear Media, I don't even use my own money. I borrow against what I either have in the bank or what I have in crypto or what I have in terms of investments. So I'll use my business line of credit to pay for it and then pay it back slowly. And that way I don't have to touch my own capital. Use the bank's money, right? Don't use your own. And it works out nicely. All right. Hope you're going to have a great weekend. I think it's supposed to rain here, but I don't care. I'm going to write. Still go outside and run in the rain. I don't care. And I'll try to get to you guys tomorrow, if not then Sunday. All right. And ciao, ciao, ciao.